Uh, I had a question, Stuart.
Yes, Cyrus.
During the meditation, what do you do with the hands? Where do you keep the hands? And also the gaze. I'm especially the focus of the gaze, whether to focus on the screen or defocus and look
Now,
through.
try to focus on my eyes, picture of me in my eyes with your gaze. And you can take your fingers, can you see this?
Yes.
Like this, and just rest them on your lap like that. That's a particular mudra that'll keep energy flowing inside you during the meditation. And
Palms
then
up.
palms up, yeah. And, or, sometimes the palms can be down, that just happens. Um, as the meditation gets stronger in you, your hands are going to open and you'll be able to draw energy through the palms of your hands. There's chakras there, there are energy centers there. Through each fingertip, there's chakras there too. You'll be able to draw energy. And that just happens organically. Don't think about it and try to make it happen. It'll just organically happen. Your hands will get stronger and they will open and you'll start feeling enormous quantities of energy that will come right in through the palms of the hands, right into your heart center. It's a very powerful exercise. So, that's really, the hands are very important instruments in not only meditation, but life. Well, you should know that, I mean, based on what your profession is. So, just bring the thumb and the pointy finger together, and then just rest your hands palms up on your lap. And sometimes your hands might rise, they might, there's a whole field of spiritual practice called mudra. And that really has to do with hand positions. You often see it in, statues of the Buddha where his hands can be like this or like this. And they're different, they're different positions of the hands that will open up different areas of cosmic energy. And then there's, you see it in Renaissance Christian art. Christ is always, his hands are always in some kind of position. And it's all about opening up fields of energy, that will flow through and then will irradiate out in a creative way, healing way, many different ways. So the hands are very sacred, and they really are instrumental in attaining, and having a spiritual life. And also in just, for God's sake, whatever we do during the day, we have to use our hands. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, I saw you play the piano and you have magical hands. It's amazing, how much talent you have. And it's just a wonderful thing to see.
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes, Laura.
I have a question about this meditation practice and how, can you just talk about how it burns up karma? Like what is just anything that you can talk about?
Talk about it almost every class. I mean, look, as you go deeper in yourself, you tap energy that can be buried inside you for God knows how many years, lifetimes. And the deeper you go, the more of that energy comes up, and then it attracts situations to you that will enable you to work out your karma in those situations.
I have a question about how do you know if it's working, or maybe it's doing both, perhaps, like working out the karma in your life or past lives? Like, is that?
It doesn't matter, Laura. As long as you tap that energy, it will attract exactly what you have to work out in this lifetime. whether it's past lifetimes, a million lifetimes ago, or it happened 3 days ago, it will attract to you exactly what, there's a guy named Joseph Campbell who wrote a book called like The Thousand Faces of God, and that's true. You never know how God is going to manifest in your life every single day. So one has to really have that strength inside and openness to be able to recognize that every situation is sacred. And every situation that manifests for us gives us an opportunity to work out some piece of karma, that wasn't worked out in the past.
Mhm.
So, it doesn't matter if it's 50 lifetimes ago or it was just 10 minutes ago, I mean, what matters is that you just open your heart and you just allow all these things that have taken place in your life to become your teacher, to show you exactly what you need to do, dear, to grow deeper inside yourself. And that's what it's for. That's all it's for.
Thank you. I had just like a really hard day today and felt triggered about a lot of things. And it's so interesting because when you think you worked out something and then something, it's comical. It's like, oh, I didn't work it out. I guess I have to do more. It's just comical sometimes. And I'm just like, what's going on?
You have to go deeper, Sometimes it's, tragically comical. You have to go deeper. That's all. That's all it tells you. Life is a constant teacher. It is teaching us every second of the day what we need to do to grow.
Well, I am very grateful for you because I don't think like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have looked at this as comical. So I'm able to laugh at it at least. And I'm very grateful.
I would say this to you. I'll never forget you when I met you the first time in that coffee shop. I never thought I'd see you again. Here you are 10 years later. You're just beautiful. You're glowing, and it's just a testament to how amazing this work is.
Thank you.
I said, I'll never see this person again. And bingo, 10 years later, you're still doing it. You have a wonderful child. You've grown up to become a mature person in a very deep way. And you have to really understand that's what transpired in your life and be grateful for it. It's very important.
Yeah.
How you've come in your life.
I'm very grateful. Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome, dear. Does anyone else have a question?
You talk about just a million years ago that I am researching ancient lost culture civilization. That time already Kundalini, idea of Kundalini was exist. This is amazing, this million years ago. Wow, this is so deep.
Suko, the day I met you, I went to that performance you gave, and I said, I've known this person for many, many, many lifetimes. And
it's very deep.
25 years for that to come together is a very short time, because it's really true, dear. I took one look at you performing. I said, I've known this person forever.
Wow. I didn't know that time, but
I did. Just living long enough for those two energies to come together. And they finally came together. Thank God. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question, Stuart. And I know you answer a lot of the same questions. However, when you answer them different days, you rearrange the words and there's always some new effect. So, was reading when Rudy was talking about, there's something inside that's wanting to die. And then there's the new energy simultaneously that there's ascension into, and, like letting that die and having the ability to really focus on the new energy. And so I would just love to hear, maybe you could speak about that a little bit.
Look, yeah, I can speak about it. I do all the time, almost in every class. Look, it's a simple metaphor. You can only put so much water in a cup, and if you try to put twice the amount that'll fit, it's just going to spill over. And it's the same way. If you're full of all that deadness, that negative energy, there's no room for anything else to come in. So the job of a human being is to surrender that, to let go of it, to get strong enough to, it's like dredging a river. You ever see what happens? All that garbage comes to the surface. It's you have to do that in order to make room for that new creative flow to go through your system. That's the job of a human being, learning how to let go. That's really at the essence of this meditation, learning how to let go. And how else does that creative force flow through? It won't fit. Understand, if you're full of all that deadness, it doesn't fit. Lethargy, boredom, unhappiness, all that stuff. There's no room for that new energy to enter you. There's no room for rebirth because, excuse me, a person is clinging to that dead energy in them. And people do that because that energy is familiar. I mean, it's like try to get somebody off of heroin, it's really rough. And that energy is so familiar to them that it's killing them, but it doesn't matter. It's familiar. Get somebody who's an alcoholic to give up alcohol. It's like, it's a very difficult thing to get them to do. And everyone who looks at them knows that these things are killing them. So the whole job of a human being is to go deep enough to uproot all of that deadness. And then by uprooting it, we can transform it into Shakti, into energy. It begins to flow through the chakra system. And the stuff that was killing us, it gives us life. I wrote a book called The Lotus Flower in Muddy Water, which is truly a metaphor for every human being. We're all growing out of muddy water. We're all trying to embrace the sun, but coming out of muddy water. And there's nothing wrong with coming out of muddy water. It's staying in the muddy water. That's the big problem. But learning how to transform it into a lotus flower is one of the great miracles of life, that we can do that. We have the power, we have the tools, we have everything that's necessary to do that. It's just a matter of doing it. It's a matter of getting training in how to do it, learning how to do it. That's basically my job. I told you, I'm not a guru, Swami. I really have no time for all of that stuff. I've done it, and it really is boring to me. I'm basically a Kundalini aerobics instructor, trying to get people to develop a system inside that's strong enough to transform all the deadness inside them into life-giving energy. So that's all this meditation is about, Once you do that, a spiritual life just comes organically. You have prepared yourself for the energy of God to come through you. You have prepared yourself for that miraculous creative energy to flow through you and guide your life. Is that clear? I hope so, because it's so important, this whole, and it's absolutely at the essence of everything that Rudy taught. And I must admit, when I met him, it was scary as shit. I got to let go. And then I began to realize, Stuart, it's the only way that you're going to have a spiritual life. And you've got to listen and learn and take in the Shakti and the energy and let it transform you inside. And it produced an unbelievable life. When I look back, I'm not a kid anymore. It was an unbelievable life that I've lived.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you. Yeah.
Does anyone else have a question? I hope this is all clear, because again, this is the choice we have to make. Are we going to live with that deadness? Or are we going to do what we have to do to finally get past it?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When the energy really starts flowing, sometimes there's that moment of like, it's happening, and then it totally disrupts it. How do you work with that moment?
We don't say, it's happening. That's not. You just take it in, for God's sake, you take it in, you just let it work on you. Oh my God, this is a moment, and you instantly will lose it. Instantly, it'll just disappear. The moment you think about this, the moment you, that's what they're all, it goes away. Just keep taking the energy in, taking in that force, that energy that is changing you inside, that is opening and strengthening you inside. Don't try to figure it out because you'll make yourself crazy. Go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art and just walk from painting to painting there and say, how did all of this get created? It's that energy that created all of that, those extraordinary artists that have come down through the ages. It's that energy that created that. And at that moment, they were open to let the energy come through, and it created masterpieces. And if in that moment they go, now the whole thing would be lost. You go with the flow. Is that a famous saying? Go with the flow? Let it just happen and let it create your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question you would like to ask?
Hi, Stuart.
Hi.
You had told us to, when we breathe in, to ask our spirit guides and guardian angels to assist us opening our heart more and surrendering to God more. And I wanted to ask you about who our guardian angels and spirit guides are, or about opening the heart in that way.
Listen, don't worry about who they are. Just open up inside and they will come and they will nurture you and they will transform you inside. I mean, they have to be different for every person. You understand? I mean, look, I have Rudy, I have Nityananda, I have, Kala Rinpoche, I have, an endless stream of incredibly enlightened beings, Ramakrishna, Ramana Maharshi, they all come to me. You understand? Now, you might be connected to a different school of fish, So just open and let them come. And what's the difference who they are, Understand?
I was curious because I heard someone say that your higher self is also fragments of you, like your expanded self. So I found that interesting.
Okay. I mean, look, I don't want fragmented me to be my higher self, It's got to be something more profound than fragmented Stuart, And it is. And ultimately, to be really honest about this, ultimately it's a state of nothingness. Not fragmented self, it's not self, it is a state of nothingness. You have let go and let go. And the less there is of you, the more there is going to be of this higher energy flowing through. Look, when I was younger, I used to go to acting class, in New York. I wanted to be in movies and all that stuff. And I, and we were taught that. The teachers say, just let go of yourself and respond to what's going on around you. Let go of yourself. And I'll never forget, we gave all these exercises in learning how to let go of yourself. And then that inspiration comes through that, connection with the moment comes through. And then those higher energies can come and work through you and guide your life. We have to make room inside ourselves to allow them to come.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. I never forget when that teacher told me that. And I said to me, the only thing I got in the world is me, and I have to let go of it. And he started to laugh. He said, Schmuck, as long as you're holding on to it, the inspiration will never flow through you. You'll never be in the moment. He was right. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, there'll be meditation tomorrow evening. And as I always end the class, thank you and God bless you all. In all humility, I'm just really grateful. I mean, I had a hard day today. I had one of these booster shots today, and but the class, it really helped me overcome all that and get to a deeper place and more open inside. And I'm just, it's amazing that these classes can be, and people can attend them from literally all over the world. It's just totally staggering to me. So I'm very grateful to everybody. God bless you all. And there'll be class tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Stuart. Love you.